you know what time it is. It is another edition of your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I will be bringing you top stories you may have missed during the week, and I bet you don't want to miss any of these. Kudos to the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, the Nigerian Diaspora Summit Initiative for the just concluded Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, which was adjudged a huge success, with a total record attendees of over 5,000 virtually, while 2,584 signed in at the grand opening. Another 2,111 signed in for the second day, hoping to invest in the Nigerian economy. Please stay tuned as I will be bringing you more details of the virtual event. Giving back to the motherland is a great commitment, dedication, and passion. I'll bring you an exclusive interview with Dr. Godwin Maduka, who is doing well in that field. And also, I'll introduce you to a diaspora icon who developed the first effective COVID-19 vaccine in the US. Please stay tuned to your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I am your regular host, Koinsala Adetumbi. Welcome back. Now let me take you through the just concluded Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit webinar, themed Post-COVID-19 Economic Resurgence Targeting Diaspora Investment. Please watch.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the third Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit, convened by Nigeria's in Diaspora Commission in collaboration with the Nigerian Diaspora Summit Initiative, with the theme Post-COVID Economic Resurgence, Targeting Diaspora Investment. This is the first ever virtual Diaspora Summit due to the coronavirus pandemic, which has caused a halt to large events in the world and has resulted to program organizers organizing online gatherings. I am most impressed that you all took time out of your busy schedules to participate in the summit, regardless of the differences in time zone. This simply shows the resilience of Nigerians in diaspora and at home in seeing a new Nigeria, in bringing about national development to the country. This event is a culmination of an enormous effort which began in the year 2018 with the aim of actualizing the federal government economic recovery growth plan in encouraging multi-channel investment options and in recognition of the diaspora as being one of the best groups to connect with when designing strategies for attracting foreign direct investment. From that moment, many institutions and individuals have contributed in one form or the other towards the organization and the success of this yearly summit. I should like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to these institutions and individuals, most especially His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Nigeria, for the constant, firm support for this summit. We're very grateful, Excellency.
This summit will strengthen your investment profile. It will expand your business network here in Nigeria, showcase global best practices, provide opportunity to meet key decision makers and industry influencers, brand exposure, and many more that will help you in contributing to national development. As we're all aware, Nigeria is our country, and it is important to bring together all expertise from various fields, especially from the diaspora. And I will never stop emphasizing how proud we are of every one of you in the diaspora. Now, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, they're doing a lot to ensure that the Nigerians in diaspora are experiencing the ease of doing business. The creation of state diaspora focal point offices has been done to decentralize diaspora issues. So in other words, no matter what state you are in Nigeria, you can link up directly with your state diaspora focal persons. It has never happened before. But with the establishment of NIDCOM, virtually every state in Nigeria, as of today, 31 states have focal persons on diaspora so that you can engage directly. For instance, at the end of this summit, for those of you who want to go into whatever area of investment, it's easy for you to deal directly with the state focal person because the investments will be in those states. not necessarily in Abuja. So we're glad and proud of that achievement. Every time we talk about remittances, $26 billion remittance and all that, those remittances have kept us going as a nation. But beyond that, we are saying that we want you to get involved in investments by setting up the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Trust Fund. A committee has been put in place to work out the modalities for this trust fund. We had eggs from all over the world, Nigerians in the diaspora. So they will soon give us their report and we'll work to set up the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Trust Fund. Other countries have done it. We will do it, and I'm sure we'll do it even better and very, very successfully. Imagine all of you in the diaspora putting, no matter how small, into an investment that you will control. We believe it will be huge, and we look forward to that. Now, with the president's success achieved so far, I want to particularly thank His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has supported wholeheartedly the issues of Nigerians in the diaspora. Everywhere he goes, he meets and engages with Nigerians abroad. Whatever challenges we have will go away. Nigeria remains. And we as Nigerians everywhere in the world will build our country. Nobody will do it for us but ourselves. We have to celebrate ourselves, determine that we ourselves will build our country. No other person will do it for us. And we can do it because we are Nigerians and we excel wherever we find ourselves and we do our best for our dear country, Nigeria.
It is indeed an honor and a great pleasure to be part of the third Nigerians in Diaspora Investment Summit. This year's summit is by webinar due to the coronavirus pandemic, which has totally changed the world to a new normal way of doing things. I am most impressed that you all took time out to be part of this summit despite the time zone differences. It shows your interest in investing in Nigeria and encouraging investors to Nigeria. This year's theme for the summit, which is Post-COVID-19 Economic Resurgence Targeting Diaspora Investment, is apt as the focus needs to change towards encouraging youths in participating in small and medium businesses, as with the entrepreneurship training acquired, as well as expanding already existing businesses in Nigeria. It is important to note that the federal government of Nigeria is in support of all investment initiatives. This is seen in Mr. President's constant support and encouragement of Nigerians in diaspora to key into the listed sectors of investment for the economic development of Nigeria. These sectors include, but are not limited to, healthcare, education, agribusiness, creative entertainment and sports, telecommunication, ICT, and manufacturing. This summit will further bring about constructive interface with investors from different fields and calls on all Nigerians to key into the summit as a way of salvaging the post-COVID-19 economic situation of the country. Nigerians in diaspora are an asset in terms of their resources, skills, talents, and global exposure. I therefore call on all Nigerians in diaspora to join hands with the Federal Government of Nigeria and the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission by contributing and harnessing their resources, skills, and talents towards national development.
I am very pleased to be here again to speak to this inspiring gathering of Nigerian patriots in the diaspora, but who are actively engaged in investing and in even in shaping policy in Nigeria. This is the third summit, and this is my third appearance. And my reason each time I accept the invitation is the same. Our diaspora is one of the most vital resources that we have. a literally endless reservoir of talent, of trade, of investment opportunities, of tourism, education, culture, and sports opportunities. But perhaps more important is the sheer range of well-trained, honed, and experienced talents that our diaspora represent. It is that potential, not necessarily just remittances, that make our diaspora network an endless source of economic hope and social aspiration. When we met last year, little did we know that the world will be afflicted by possibly the worst health crisis and the most devastating economic downturn in a generation. For us in Nigeria, as with many developing countries, it meant, as of this quarter, as of last quarter, a -6% slowdown in GDP. A sad development, especially after 12 consecutive quarters of growth. And so in response, we designed an ambitious 2.3 trillion naira economic sustainability plan. And the focus of that plan is on creating jobs. First, by a mass agriculture program. Already we've enumerated 5 million farmers and geotagged them to their farmlands. Also a mass housing program where we're building 300,000 homes in all states of the Federation using local materials and using small to medium-sized construction companies and using direct labor. What we plan to do is that in every one of the sites, already we're active in about 11 states. And what we're doing is that we're engaging very small contractors, small construction companies, not any of the big ones, although we're using some of the big ones as coordinators. And so we also on the sites ensure that we have facilities for block making, for making of panels, windows, doors, etc. All of this locally produced. The whole idea is to generate jobs, generate opportunities and income in every locality that we're functioning in. We also have a solar program to make 5 million connections across the country. In other words, we're going to be putting 5 million solar home systems across Nigeria. That will service in all about 25 million individuals. So this particular project, the Solar Homes project, involves a credit extended to solar home systems, assemblers, and retailers by the CBN. In fact, all of our programs are actually supported by credit facilities, which the CBN is offering. That credit facility is about 1.3 trillion naira in all. And it is of course, as you can imagine, a substantial part, more than half of the 2.3 trillion. So the whole idea is that the CBN is offering these credit facilities through the commercial banks to support our housing program, to support the solar home systems program, and also to support the agriculture program.
Well done to NIDCOM and NDSI for the great platform.
Not so fast.
Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down. Do you have a job where you're going to?
No, but someone is arranging,
Listen, Alinko. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
Welcome back. If you must travel, travel legitimately. Now let's join Dr. Godwin Maduka as he shares his experiences as a diaspora returnee. Please listen.
With the establishment of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission do you see a window of opportunities for Nigerians in the diaspora to come home and invest?
Everywhere we go, we have the burning desire to come home. If you ever been lucky enough to have the means to help people at home, that's what you're going to do. Now, I proceeded also to make sure the widows in my town that they all have a home. They all have homes. Everybody get 5-bedroom house in the wedding with the in-house plumbing. The next thing we have to do is to make sure that people have a place of worship. Faith is important in our life. Okay, so, people's faith, no matter whether they're Muslim, Catholic, Anglican, whatever. Then you have to deal with security. We erected the divisional police headquarters. Now, this is a place that cannot boast of even a single police station that have a divisional police headquarters. So, after you've done that, the next thing is the judiciary. And we were able to erect a chief magistrate court, and then proceeded to get a high court, civil defense with barracks. Okay, so there is security, and this security and all this thing is to serve the neighboring towns. So the primary education was built, secondary education, which we never had, was built, adult education was built. For ICT technology, we were able to build internet cafe and post office, a place of commerce. The little huts with the leaking roofs that they call the market, we bulldoze it out of there, okay, and build them a stock option market, so that, and with boreholes and electricity. We had to build a tertiary hospital, not just a clinic, with surgical centers, consultancy, and all that. The whole idea is to take the rural area and turn it into modern-day urban city. Nigerians in diaspora are not to be neglected, and which is why we're here today.
Thank you so much for the great impact. We hope to see more. Now check out this conversation with a British Nigerian, 2-time Guinness World Record breaker, Miss Tinuke Oyediro, aka Tinuke Orbit, a professional roller skater who has broken the record of the most cartwheels on roller skates.
It's really good for us to be here, and thank you once again for giving Tinuke the opportunity to meet you. We know all the work that you've been doing for Nigerians all over the world, for at least having a few minutes to speak to her, and especially to encourage other Nigerians all around the world that, you know, the sky is the limit for them in any of their career paths and what they do.
To have you break not just one, but 2 world records, I have to tell you on behalf of Mr. President, on behalf of all Nigerians, Nigerian government and people of Nigeria, to say how proud we are of you. What is that Nigerian spirit or talent or ability or upbringing that you think helped you this far?
Honestly, it's all of the love that I feel like I've received from not only just here, but all of the love from my family in Nigeria and extended family and friends and everyone in Nigeria has just made me feel like just very, very loved. And when you feel so loved, you feel like you can really push through anything. I feel like it's built up a resilience in me, not only just from, you know, the recent bereavements and stuff like that I've been having recently. It's an attitude, like a African Nigerian attitude of, okay, what's next? How are we going to turn this around? You know, I never used it as a bad thing. I've always tried to use it to push me forward and make my goals higher. And I just, wanted to make everyone proud.
I am so proud of this young lady. She is effortlessly beautiful inside and outside. She represents all that is good in us, and the best of both worlds, best of England and best of Nigeria. Tinuke just is the epitome of resilience and pushing through and never giving up and going after her dreams.
Congratulations. And now let's meet Dr. Onyema Oguabu, a Nigerian doctor who helped the drug company Pfizer develop the first effective COVID-19 vaccine in the United States of America. The vaccine can protect 94% of adults that are above 65 years old. Currently, Dr. Onyema is an associate professor of medicine. He is a clinician educator track and director for HIV clinical trials program in Yale AIDS program, section of infectious disease of Yale School of Medicine. Kudos, brother. Thanks for making Nigeria proud.
The federal government has announced new guidelines for international travelers coming to Nigeria, effective from September 18th, 2020. Before departure, all travelers coming to Nigeria must take a COVID-19 PCR test at an accredited laboratory in the country of departure not more than 5 days before boarding. Only PCR tests will be accepted. Travelers with a PCR test result of more than 5 days or 120 hours or with COVID-19 symptoms will not be allowed to board. Within 3 days before boarding, register on the Nigeria International Travel Portal. Complete and submit the health declaration and self-reporting form online with a valid phone number and address. Update information on diplomats and children under age 10 separately. Next, upload the negative PCR test result on the portal. Choose a sample collection center and then book an appointment date where the mandatory self-isolation will be observed in Nigeria. Payment for the repeat PCR test to be done 7 days after arrival is to be made online on the portal, after which a QR code access report will be generated. It is strongly recommended that payment be made online before boarding. Payment on arrival in Nigeria can lead to long delays before exiting the airport. For issues with payment, visit saferports.com, My Traveler Record. On arrival in Nigeria, passengers are required to undergo port health screening and present electronic or printout QR code evidence. Travelers developing symptoms on arrival or during screening will be placed in institutional quarantine for appropriate care. From the airport, proceed to the 7-day mandatory self-isolation and avoid all physical interaction with others. During isolation, be available by telephone, as travelers will be monitored by public health officers and should check their emails and text messages regularly for updates from the selected laboratory for their repeat PCR tests. On day 7, have samples taken for the repeat PCR test at the selected sample collection center. Passengers are required to provide a valid means of identification. Travelers who test positive for COVID-19 will be managed based on national guidelines for treatment. Those who test negative after 7 days can end self-isolation. Be advised that those who fail to repeat the PCR test by day 14 may face suspension of their passports, inclusion on a travel no-fly list, or be denied international travel for 6 months. Get 24/7 support. Please take responsibility. This message is from the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 in collaboration with CACOVID.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. In case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so, as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Twitter at nidcom_gov, on our Instagram page at nidcom_gov, on our YouTube page at nidcom_gov, and on our website at www.nidcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network on Friday at 10:30 a.m., on NTA International on Tuesday at 6 a.m. and 10:05 p.m., on NTA News 24 on Friday at 2:30 p.m., and on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. and also on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. See you next time.